Yo guys, what's up? It's Nick here, and today we're back on Skyblock, and there has been a new December patch notes, I guess, that have been released, and kind of a big one, I guess. They added a lot of changes that are actually kind of good, except for the main one I'm not a huge fan of, which will start off right away with the Piggy Bank. Now, right away, I like the pink name, but other than that, I hate everything about it. It saves your coins now only in the player's inventory, so if you have like 30,000 coins and you die, it'll save it, but it's only when you have a plus 20,000, which that is kind of a cool feature if you think about it, um, but at the same time, it kind of sucks because then when it does break, you have to repair it. And the only way to repair it is by surrounding it with 8 enchanted pork. Um, so enchanted pork will probably go up, so if you guys have a lot of that, just save it, and then I'm sure within the next like week or two, the price will rise quite a bit. Yeah, you can't even deposit coins with this anymore. I forgot to mention it. It just says this. So yeah, you have to use your personal bank locked in the Emerald Collection. And the cooldown is 2 hours, and that's like extremely useless. So when you spawn in at the hub here, you're gonna want to go over to this guy. He's like in this Hobbit hole hill over here, basically. It's kind of weird. His name is Guy, and then he says you can upgrade it. So it costs 20,000 coins or 200,000 coins, I mean, and 50,000 emeralds, which I have unlocked, so I just need to get 200,000 coins and I can upgrade it. So I have to walk all the way over to the bank because I can't withdraw from the piggy bank anymore, and we will, I guess, just withdraw that much. Sounds good. And we can upgrade the bank. Alright, and the next upgrade is going to take 1 million coins and 100,000 emeralds. And the next upgrade takes 5 million coins and 250,000 emeralds. It doesn't use the emeralds, it's just in your collection. Um, So you can check that by going to your mining collection and emeralds. I have 55,000, and I just set up some minions, so I will be able to finish off that and finally be able to use the personal bank with no cooldown. Another big change was with the Runin's bow, or just the aiming enchant in general, I guess. Now, instead of aiming for their feet like previously, as you see, previously it probably would have hit that block, but it's way better now. We'll go into the mines and test it out and just see because it's supposed to aim for 70% of the height or something like that, so it usually goes for the chest. So, so far it seems to be working out quite a bit better. Before it would just like kind of aim at the like the ground, and it was very hard to kind of farm, especially in the gold mines here, not the gold mines, so the coal mine, I guess. When you're trying to kill the crypt ghouls, it was usually very hard to actually get the arrows to do anything besides hit the ground. Alright, now we're heading over to the Slayer where there have been a couple changes, which I'm pretty big fan of actually. I think this is probably the best thing they've added to Slayer for a while. Um, you can now see your Slayer leaderboards if you are level 6, and I'm level 6 in all of them. So, decently high in most of the Slayers, except for Spend Packmaster, because this one has a lot of boss drops at level 7, so I'm guessing that's why most people are higher level in that one, and it's fairly easy. And then now they fixed the veterans bonus for working all of the time. And that's where you're in +3 of the boss's main tokens. So like Revenant Flesh, Web, and the Tooth. And then they also changed it so now that if you get, you will always be guaranteed Revenant Flesh, which is really awesome because if you're just farming for Revenant Flesh and you got Foul Flesh, like it's just like so disappointing. But now it's really not that disappointing anymore because when you get Foul Flesh, you'll also get Revenant Flesh. Or if you get a rune, you'll also get Revenant Flesh. Or I think you can get all three if you're super lucky. But anyways, you can now sell Foul Flesh for 25k a piece, I believe. And I think in the Spider collection here, or no, the Spider collection, the Toxic Arrow Poison, a stack sells for 128k, so I'm not sure the math there, what that is, like 2,500 per, something like that. I don't really know. Um, so that's pretty good. And then now, if you get Toxic Arrow Poison, you also get Tarantula Web, which is way better. And so you could actually be making money from doing Slayers now. And then in the Spend Packmaster, Hamster Wheels now sell for 20,000. And I also forgot to mention that in the Remnant Horror, the Foul Flesh is now also used as a fuel. You can use it for 90% of speed. Let's check it out here. I think it says now. Oh no, it doesn't say. 90% speed for 5 hours, I believe. So that is really good. So if you guys have a bunch of foul flesh, it's probably going to be going for quite a bit on the H right now. Another thing they added, has to do with the dark auction, but we'll just check it out on the auction house first and then head over to the dark auction. They added a new talisman. It's called the Wither something. Yeah, the Wither artifact. You have to buy it at the dark auction. And right now it's going for a lot because it's new and probably I don't think a lot of people know how to get it. So we just head over to here to the dark auction. It's not happening for another 26 minutes. If you look at like the top right of my screen, I have the timer up because I have Skyblock add-ons. But anyways, there's been some new stuff added over here by the dark auction. Sirius is the guy that does the dark auction. He's pops up right there every like hour. And there's new guys in here. Shifty, he's selling Slayer Energy Drink, 10 plus Magic Find to critical pots, which is very good in my opinion. Just adds a little bit better chance for doing Slayers. And then the Dr. Pepper, or Dr. Paper, 75 absorption. Doesn't sound very useful right now. And this one, 5 damage to Archie Potions. Kind of useful. It's only 1,000 coins, so not too bad. We go to talk to Lucius, and then he's talking about Sirius over there, selling some organizations. And you have to buy a couple of things, and then you come back to him. I'm not really too sure what exactly there's a reward, but I'm sure it continues on with the quest line. So I'll try to see what that's about, maybe in the next Dark Auction if there's something I can buy on there. Another great feature they added here at the auction house was you can now search Enchanted Books, if you guys didn't know, which is right under the consumables for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but we'll just search, what do we want? Critical. Alright guys, back at the auction house, and they also added so you can now search for Enchanted Books, as before you couldn't. So let's just say we want critical, like 6 book or something, you can now search it, which is very awesome. I guess it still shows up with potions for some reason, but yeah, now you can find books like this way easier. Like, before you probably would never have found this book until it was like ending soon, and unless you're just scavenging for this forever, it would probably have been very hard to find this. I mean, this isn't like an insanely great book. It has 3 anvil uses, and it's pretty much, I think, has every enchant you'd want on it for a sword. Alright guys, another thing they've added here in the Skyblock menu, you go to your settings and player drops. You can now cycle through, so you can only pick up uncommon, rare, epics, legendary, special, or nothing. So when you're going to the dark auction, you can set it so you don't pick up boats or any other garbage people decide to throw on the ground everywhere, which is really handy. Alright, another useful thing they added in this update is you're able to change the name of teleport pads. And this one is the magenta teleport pad, and it's named Cobble, and obviously that one doesn't teleport me anywhere because that's how I have it set up. But then you can rename this pad too, and then when you go to change the destination, it shows up as magenta and the custom name Cobble. So it's easier when you're linking up pads so you know where they can go. And for people that have never really joined your island before, it's just a lot easier, so you don't have to put signs like, oh, this one takes me to storage, or whatever. Alright guys, I forgot to mention quickly when we were talking about the Slayers, I forgot to mention the Pooch Sword. It is very, very good actually in my opinion. It's a legendary sword too, so the reforges on this is going to be really good. It has 120 damage, 20 strength, and 5 speed. Very similar to the Reaper Falchion, but I would say it's even better than the Reaper Falchion. It is kind of expensive though. It takes 48 gold tooth and the Shaman Sword. The Shaman Sword really isn't that expensive, um, but this Pooch Sword does look to be quite expensive. And also, I guess the ability or whatever is it deals +1 damage for 50 max hearts, receive minus 20% damage from wolves, and gain 150 strength against wolves. So you will be doing a lot of damage versus wolves. And especially if you're wearing the Mastiff armor, this could be a pretty deadly combo. Another thing while we're in this layer is I might as well mention in the Tarantula minion, the recipe is quite simple. I mean, it's kind of expensive for the new players, I guess, but once you get to the end game, like a stack of spider eyes is not too much, and it's like 80 tarantula web. And now I think is what people are saying is they also drop iron, so this could be a very useful farm for you guys still, especially in that farm over here that people were recently using. This still could be very good, especially now that it drops iron. Maybe we'll have to test that out and see how much money we can make from that. Another useful feature they've added on the island, in my opinion anyways, is that the Y level you can build to is now 0 instead of previously 2. So previously, stepping in this water, I would have died, and it's really sucky that they added this now, because I built all of this farm very hardly at the very bottom level of the island, and it was kind of hard to build because it's on the very bottom, so if I stepped in this block, I would die. But now we can go to 0 before we die, so I guess that's a nice feature. And for those people interested, they did fix the zombie sword not healing anyone else around you. Alright guys, I was reading over the patch notes one last time to make sure I got everything in this video, and I think there was some stuff I missed over here at the Slayer once again. And let's just check out the boss leveling rewards. I think Mastiff armor is now at level 4. Yeah, Mastiff armor is now at level 4, so that is very useful for some people. And now the Maddox bat phone, I don't know if it says anywhere. No, it doesn't say on the item description, but the cooldown is now 1 minute instead of 3, which is huge, because for a lot of the time when doing Slayers, you'd just be sitting there. Most of the time actually doing the Slayers was just sitting there waiting for Maddox to answer. And they also reduced the combat timer to 5 seconds if no enemies are within 12 blocks, which is a huge thing, because also sitting there waiting, you are in combat, or please wait, you're in combat, or whatever, is so annoying. Anyways, I think that's kind of all I had over here in the Slayer. Also want to mention they did reduce the price of Super Boom TNT to 2.5 thousand instead of 5, and that seems like a pretty good change to me because 5,000 seemed kind of overpriced because you had to use it quite often. I don't know. Alright guys, I think that wraps up the patch notes for this update anyways. If I did miss anything, leave it in the comments down below, let me know. Especially if it's anything like insane that I need to make a video about, let me know, because I think I kind of got everything that is known right now. I mean, maybe there's some secret stuff that we really don't know about. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.